Peru is making a really big initiative in trade here in Asia and set off on a series of roadshows in major cities and starting in Hong Kong. Leading the delegation is Minister Louis Miguel Castilla, so I wonder if you could start by telling us what you intend to achieve in this roadshow.
This is part of an effort. I'm leading a very important delegation of public officials and private sector business people to be able to tell about our country, showcase our country that is undergoing very strong performance as a country that sees Asia as a very important trading partner, very important source of investment. At a time of turmoil, I think it's quite relevant to come and seek ways to strengthen ties with Asian countries.
So what role do you see for Hong Kong in the overall strategy that you have in the Asia Pacific?
Hong Kong for us is an example that has really made a strong bet towards opening up its economy, developing services related to its economy. And for us, given our strategic position in South America, we're members of APEC, one of the three other countries, along with Mexico and Chile, we're members of APEC. We're going to be hosting APEC meetings in a couple of years, once again. Strengthening ties with Hong Kong and China and other countries is important because we believe in free trade and investment flows. We're one of the most open economies, both trade-wise and investment-wise in Latin America.
So Peru is also part of the Transpacific Partnership Initiative, but you're also, I think, have trade relations with China. Do you think those two things are compatible?
I think it's compatible. We're a country that believes in free trade, not only trade-wise, but investment-wise. We are, along with Chile, we're participating in the TPPI, which are negotiations that are pretty much underway. We don't see it as incompatible with our free trade agreement with China. China may join this, which is a way to strengthen the APEC ties through a free trade agreement. Won't be easy, but I think we are very much conscious about the challenges that may lay ahead. This obviously would entail some sort of free trade agreement eventually between the US and China, which is the largest challenge. But I think pushing towards more free trade is better than doing the opposite, especially in these trying times.
So, Minister, what do you see as Hong Kong's role in your thrust into this part of the world?
We have opened up our economy. For that, we need to really revamp and modernize our infrastructure and our logistics. This is some particular area in which Hong Kong is a world leader. So we'd like to encourage, obviously, more investment flows from Hong Kong and other countries in Asia. This tremendous growth experience here in Hong Kong and elsewhere has led really to improvement in the quality of life of your people. So for us, it's very important to see this combination of how you've been able to pursue open policies and strong growth.
So do you see Hong Kong really as a platform for the kind of products, for the commodities that Peru produces?
Asia has become our main trading partner, displacing traditional partners such as the US and Europe. We see it not only as the traditional exporter of commodities, minerals, which is our main source of foreign exchange exports, but also non-traditional exports such as produce. We become #1 exporters of asparagus in the world and other produce that one would tend to think that is easy to export, but exporting fresh produce, when you're 30-hour flight away from here, it's quite difficult. You have to look into the logistics, the cold chain, and the presentation to have fresh produce from the other side of the world and be delivered to the homes of Asian consumers.
So Hong Kong can also be a warehouse for Peruvian produce that's going to be distributed in the Asia Pacific.
Produce and other sorts of exports, non-traditional exports. We become very important exporters of textile and apparel for high niche markets. Obviously, we won't compete with prices from Chinese manufacturers. For high-end confection apparel, we have certain from llamas and alpacas, which is our typical from Peru and Andean countries. We can really start exporting these sorts of high-end textile garments. And this is something also that we can push and other sorts of non-traditional exports and having Hong Kong as an entryway towards Asian markets.
And looking at trade the other way around, do you think Peru, because of its development, will become a kind of market for Hong Kong's light industrial goods?
I think that there are, because we're a country and we're catching up. We're a country that had 3 decades of poor growth due to poor policies, and we got our act together about 15 years ago. And we've been pursuing consistent policies, and macroeconomic fundamentals are sound, our openness has remained, it's been deepened over time, and we have a very enabling environment for private investment.